Hello, everyone. Good morning and good evening to all. Thanks for joining. So let us start our today's session. In our yesterday's session, we have seen what are the different tasks in IICS. So we have already seen this mapping task. For every mapping, we can create a mapping task and replication task, synchronization task. So replication task, you may or may not have a target table, and in runtime, it will automatically create and we can replicate. So this is mostly we will go for offline reporting or backup the jobs. Synchronization task. So we can have only one table at a time or one flat file. We can synchronize the data. So based on the connections, it will have insert options or update options or insert update options. All this we will have it. So next task will be power center task. So what is power center task? Okay, if you have any power center mapping, okay, if you have any power center mapping, already it is running, you can export the XML file from the power center and you can run it in IICS. Okay, so how to do this? You will see. So I will start. I have already exported. Okay, so I have already exported the power center task. And if you want, I can export and then I will show you. So only disadvantage now we have, like if you have more sessions in one workflow. Okay, if you have more sessions in one workflow, this power center task will not be supported. Within one workflow, you need to have only one session. So then only it will support. So that is why the migration also, if you are going for migration, if you have workflow and then session, then it will be supported. In single workflow, if you have multiple sessions, this power center task will not be supported. Even you have created power center task today, but you want to change the logic. So if you want to change the logic, you have to do the changes in Informatica Power Center only. Okay, you cannot do any changes in IICS. So that is also one of the disadvantage as of now. Okay, so maybe if they are going to migrate completely from Power Center to IICS, we will not have this particular task. So instead of the one advice is instead of creating Power Center task, you can create a task itself, mapping task itself in IICS. But as of now, if you have anything related to one workflow and one session, you can able to create it. See here, I have some already I have exported some XML files. If you see this, I have employee details, I have expression transformation, sequence generator, all this. So if I'm going to open this employee details, so we'll see how many mappings are there, right? So you'll be having this XML file, right? So if you go and check here, this XML file we have already exported from here. So M underscore. So we'll see how many mappings are there. Right? See, this is one mapping we have. Rank transformation, we have one mapping. So we'll see whether any other mappings are there. Okay, so or we will check here. Okay, so how many are there? Employee details. So we have two mappings, right? Employees underscore backup and we have M underscore rank transformation. There are two different mappings are available. So in this particular employee details, so I'll go to another one, expression transformation. In the expression transformation, I'm just opening. Here I'm checking how many mappings are there. So why I have taken both. So I want to show you how it will be performed. Okay, so here we have only one mapping. You can see here. So only M underscore expression transformation, right? I want to create power center task. So you can go here, you can go inside. So you can log in. And so you have reported like some of you reported the import is not working fine, and this administrator, this all the services is not working fine. One more time, I will tell you. For an example, if you are checking here, see, I didn't do anything, right? My services are up and running. But some system, yes, definitely it may fail. If any of these services is not up and running, go to your C drive. Okay, it's showing like, okay, it is running, starting, or it is not up and running. Okay, it is not up and running. It is, you are getting messages like stopped. Okay, stopped, and you are not able to see here start option also. So do one thing, go to C drive. Okay, go to C drive, go to program files, go to Informatica Cloud Secured Agent and apps. So these are all the applications, right? So we do have different application here. CAI application, then data integration, all this we have. So if you go to the data integration server, inside you need to have only one version folder. See, in my system, how many version folders are there? 64.0.1.1. So this is the latest version. The same way you can go to other service and you can see here only one version, right? So in your system, if you are seeing more than one version, okay, if you're seeing more than one version, then while running this, but it might be updated. Okay, so recently they have updated to 64th version. So because previously you remember we have 63 third version, now it's a 64th version, right? So 0.1.1. So it will update automatically whenever you are starting your IICS, it will update. But sometimes it will get confused which version I have to select it, right? So if you have more versions, see, you can do one thing. So if you want, you can entirely backup. Okay, so rename this particular folder. So something like underscore backup. Okay, like this you can rename, or you can go inside, you can delete all the versions, delete all the versions which are available, and you can restart your machine one more time. Next time, if you go inside and then if you see, there should be only one version. If you have multiple version folder, then it will fail. Okay, so which one to select? All this you can see here. There is only one folder here, right? My system, even process server also, you are seeing only one folder. But later, we might be getting different versions added. So it will be installed automatically. Then that is what we are getting failure, right? So I hope now you are clear. So how to check this one apps. Okay, this is one thing I want to tell you. Okay, so just to restart your machine next time after renaming this folder as underscore backup, whatever the folder you want, underscore backup, just restart your machine and restart your services. Definitely it will create one more folder here. This way, when the new version only will be available in the folder, you can check it. It will automatically update. So I hope you are clear, right? Okay. So another one is the import and export of your existing mappings and mapping task. As I told, whatever the connection you have, all the connection you need to create here. Okay, you have to import, check how many connections are there. In the same name, you have to create the connection. If you are not creating the connection, then it will not be imported properly. See, if you are facing this kind of issue, even next time, if you want to export it, don't export all the object as it is. Okay, don't export all the object as it is. You can go to the folder. Okay, you can go to the folder, this particular explore, go to this, and whatever you want. Okay, I need this alone. I need this alone. So that alone you can export it. For an example, I need SCD, this particular, these two only. Yes, I can export it. Okay, so both I can export. Normally, this is what we will do. We will not go for all this at a time. Okay, you will go for these two and export it. Just to click on the three dots, export. These two alone will be exported. Okay, no need to go for all this. Clear? Whatever you want. But if you want all this, one single folder, you want all this, definitely you need to create all the connections. Okay, so do one thing. So now itself, you have to, for an example, you have to check this connection details, take the screenshot. How many connections are there, right? Before it is going to expire, go inside. So take the screenshot and keep it in one folder. Okay, these are all the connection details, right? And you can go for another connection. The same way you can create it. So that's the way you can take the backup of all the connections. Okay, clear? One more thing, if you want to export it before IICS expiry, you have to do it. On the 30th day, you cannot do it. Okay, if it is already expired, that's it. You cannot export it. Clear? So you have to do it before that. Before expiry, you have to do it. Okay, clear? Okay, sorry. And now we will go to the Power Center task. I will go here, data transfer. I will go to the data transfer here. Okay. I will create a new task. Power Center task. Okay. Import a Power Center workflow. So you can run it as a cloud data integration task. Okay. So I will create it. Yeah, thank you. See here, you have the Power Center task. Okay. So you can check the runtime environment. You can upload a workflow. Okay, XML file. So where is the XML file? You have to go to the XML file. See, I will upload the XML file. Here I have. So here this is the one mapping, right? And just export it. We just upload it. If you want to schedule it, yes, you can schedule. You can go for email notification. And if you have any parameters, okay, if you have any parameters mentioned in the Power Center, same parameters you have to mention here. And most importantly, the connection, right? See, we have given connection in Power Center as Oracle underscore TGT. So what is the corresponding connection in IICS? Okay, I'm having the same connection name, just I'm selecting it. And here it is for source. I will select the source connection. That's it. Okay, I have selected all this. You can see here, this is what the source and target. We do not have any parameters or variables. Okay, I have saved it. I will use truncate table name, but I will truncate this table because this table only it is getting loaded. I will show you whether it is getting loaded correctly in Informatica IICS. Okay, just I'm running Power Center task. Even I remember in one of my previous project. So we have only 4 clipping jobs. So what is 4 clipping jobs? So only we will take the data from source to staging table. That's it. Informatica will be used. So after that will be used Teradata jobs. Different jobs will be used for performing transformation logic. So this Power Center task, in that case, you can use it. Definitely all the mapping you can convert. But if you want to do any modification, you have to do modifications on the Informatica only. If you open this, you cannot see any modification here. right? So you cannot do any modification. Can I do any transformation logic here? No. So only connection difference I can do. Okay, if you go and check here, so data got loaded, right? By using this particular workflow, this Power Center task, you can see the first name. You remember in expression we have did it this. So I did uppercase and employee ID underscore last name and email ID. So based on that gmail@yahoo.com. And here I have put leap year, non-leap year. And here it is getting truncated. Maybe in the target, we have some job IDs less number of columns length. And commission percentage and manager ID sequence number is getting generated, right? Yeah, this is getting populated correctly. But if this is one single mapping, one single session. I'm going to create one more mapping task, that is Power Center task, with the multiple mappings. Two mappings are there in the same workflow. Two mappings, two sessions. Okay. And if you see this runtime environment, workflow upload, I'm going to choose the file here. This employee details. See, in this employee details workflow, there are two different workflows are there, sessions are there. So I'm just importing it and I'm trying to load it. See, as of now, this is one drawback. Maybe in future, they might be fixing it. So some project, they do have some internal utilities to convert the XML file into IICS zip file, and they are using now. But going forward, they will use all the tasks created in IICS only. They will not migrate from Power Center to IICS. So Power Center to IICS migration is different part we have. I will explain that. See, it will fail. Okay, invalid mapping import and no import log generated. This is what it will get. You'll be getting this error. Okay, if you have more than one session, the log also will not be generated. Okay, clear? So Power Center task as of now, we have one workflow, one session, one mapping. That's it. But if I want to do any enhancement on this particular task, you have to do it on the Informatica only, not in IICS. Got it? If you want to do any enhancement on this task, you have to do it in Informatica Power Center only, not in IICS. Okay? You cannot do it. Maybe in future, they might be bringing it, but this is like, that is what, if they are going to decommission, they're not going to decommission in a single day. So definitely Informatica Power Center will be there for next 5 years, more than 5 years, it will be available. Okay, don't worry. So they need to give some time for the project team to migrate, right? Yes, definitely they need to give some time. Otherwise, they will not move on to Informatica IICS. They will go for different tool. So definitely they will give some time for the project, but they are giving, okay, they said that we will stop support for the previous versions like 10.2, 9.6, 10.4, all other previous versions, they will not support it. They will give support for 10.5 versions, latest versions, one particular time. Okay, it's like in the next 4 or 5 years. So after that, they will stop it. Okay, they will not see after 10.5, we haven't received any new version, right? So that's the reason. So they haven't released any new versions after 10.5. If they are going to release a new version, yes, that means they're going to they are planning to retain this version for some more time. Okay, so they need to give, say for an example, even in our project, they were migrating from Teradata database to this GCP database. GCP. It's like a 3 years project. It is not a single day. Okay, so 3 years they have started. They have started from the QA environment. Then they have started with one by one all the applications. Then they have taken around 3 to 4 years to completely migrate from Teradata to GCP. Okay. So after 5 years, that's what. See, it's a decision of Informatica Power Center, how they are taking. Okay, they have announced already that they're going to support only the cloud versions only hereafter. They're going to but they will give support for Informatica Power Center latest version another another 5 years. Okay, the project already it's running, right? The banking, insurance, lot of projects are already running in Informatica Power Center. They need to give some time to migrate from Power Center to IICS. See, most if I have decided, for an example, one company has already decided to migrate from Power Center to IICS, then they will create all the new development only in IICS. Okay, all the new development only in IICS. After that, the existing one, they will slowly one by one, they will migrate from existing version to this new version. That's what some migration tools are there, utilities are there, like PC to the some you have factory, right? IICS migration factory. So through the migration factory, Informatica Corporation, they will support. Okay, but we need to pay for that. So it's a licensed property. We need to pay for that. Then they will migrate the component from Informatica Power Center to IICS. But they themselves, they are advising project team to create all the new component in IICS. Okay, if they are migrating, they are planning to migrate to IICS. Okay. So this is Power Center task. Okay, so next task is called data transfer task. Okay, move the data from source to target with some simple filters. So you remember very first time while we are taking the test mapping in IICS, we have done table to table load, right? So we have taken one table and then loaded into corresponding target table. So if it is one-to-one mapping with simple filter condition, then you can go for data transfer task. Okay, data transfer task. See here, I'll go for data transfer task here. I'll choose what is the runtime environment. I'll choose what is our source. Okay, so I will select the source object here. I want to select this object. Yes, you can select this object. Whatever the object you want, you can select it. Okay, here, a data preview. If you want to preview the data, yes, you can preview the data. And here you can see pre-SQL, post-SQL. If you want to do anything, SQL override. So all this, if you want to write it, yes, you can write. See, in employees table, I do not want to take all the data. I want to put some override query here. Okay, so just I want to do it here. I can do. But I want to apply some filter, simple filter or advanced filter. You can apply here. Okay, then this is simple employees table, right? Yes, I'll go for second source. Do you want to add second source? It is nothing but joining. If you're adding the second source, it is nothing but a joining. Okay, I'm adding here. So it will take. So what is the join condition? Okay, departments. I want to add it. Okay, so here we can go for second table and then you can have here advanced options. You can the same way you can do it. Okay, so whatever the source you want to add it, you can do it. Okay, so then targets, field mapping, runtime options. So if you're not doing anything here, second table, I will remove it. So if you want, you can put one more table. Go to next. So here I will choose target connection. Okay, sorry. Target connection here, insert operations. Yes, you want to do insert, update, delete. I will select the target table here. This table I'm selecting. Truncate target table. Enable bulk load. If you want enable, you can enable the bulk load. You can go for the field mapping. Yes, you have to do the field mapping. Automatically it has been mapped. And you can go for so runtime options. Do you want to schedule it? Yes, that's it. Okay. Simply, if you want to put some filters and you have to create it, data transfer task you can create. Simply one-to-one load, that's it. So before running, I will show you. So I have truncated now. I will run this. It will load the data to target. This is one-to-one table load. So this is different. Synchronization task is different. Okay. So every time it will go for update or insert, whatever you are giving, that's the way it will go for. So it has been completed. You can check here. So data has been loaded, right? Yes, data has been loaded to the target table. So that's what it's very simple data transfer task. Okay. So another task is called. So next task is called dynamic mapping task. See, what is this dynamic mapping task? So configure and run multiple data pipeline jobs from one mapping. Okay, from one mapping. That's a important point here. So what is this? We will see. So what is the difference between synchronization task and data transfer task? Data transfer task is a one-to-one load. Okay, it will load one-to-one. But synchronization task is you want to synchronize the data from source to target, right? You have some different jobs. You want to go for update logic, you can go for insert logic, you can go for, it will sync the data from one table to another table. That's it. But you can also ask me the same concept here also it is doing, right? Yes. See, move the data from source to target with some filters. That's it. Okay, so you want to select the source and you can select a target. If you go to this, I will show you edit options, data transfer ask. See, you can see here the same way you can select flat files, you can select anything. Okay, you want to apply some SQL queries and you can put here. Okay, so some pre-SQL, post-SQL, these options are different than synchronization task, right? So I can go for here joins and yeah, so this kind of sorting, it is like same like our source transformation, but we are simply seeing only one table at a time. Okay, so one task at a time it will run. Okay, synchronization task, we can select the same way, two different databases and you can sync the data. Okay, but if you see here, target, we have the same options. Insert, update, delete, data driven, all this are available, but only one table you can do. Okay. So here, these are all the connections we have. Simply they have given two different tasks. Okay. Yeah, we have some differences. So if you see this, synchronize data between source and target for application, databases, and files. So you can go for CAE also. So you can do applications also. That is also one of the difference. Okay. So now we will go for dynamic mapping task. So what is this dynamic mapping task? Okay. That's what. See, you have to select second source. Okay, you know how to select the second source, right? Just you have to add the second source. We'll go for dynamic task. Okay, so I'll go for dynamic task. See, what is dynamic mapping task? For an example, here I have one table. Okay, I have one table, source table. I have target table. Okay, I have target table. So here I have employees table. So here I have T underscore employees table. Okay, so T underscore employees table. So I have multiple tables here and so you have first let me explain what is dynamic task. Okay, dynamic mapping task. You have employees table here, T underscore employees table here. I want to move the data from here to here. You can create mapping task or you can go for data transfer task. Any task you can create, right? Okay. And how many one mapping you will be creating and one mapping task you will be creating. And I have another table, departments table. You'll be creating one more mapping and one more mapping task, locations table, jobs table, right? Multiple tables you want to load it. See, these things you can go for, okay, you can go for in single mapping itself, you can do all the 4 tables, right? 4 tables and do it. But it is also static. If you in future, if you want to change it, instead of 4 tables, I want to go for 5 table, 6 tables, 7 tables, whatever the number of tables I want to go for, you have to recreate the mapping. Okay. Then this is simply you are creating mapping 1. Okay. So here it's mapping 1 here and task 1. Okay. So task 1 you are creating. And the same way you are creating mapping 2 and task 2. How many tasks we have to create? 4 task, 4 mapping. Mapping 3, task 3. And here mapping 4 and task 4. So this is what you have to create. Multiple mapping and task we have to create it, right? So here I will give departments and locations. And here you have some other jobs. Okay, you have jobs. See, for all this, you are creating multiple mapping, multiple task. Instead of creating like this, you can create one simple parameterized mapping. Okay, you can create one simple parameterized mapping here on the source side. Simply create one parameterized mapping. Okay, so here you can create one parameterized mapping. Okay, what is parameterized mapping? So just I can give parameterized mapping. Okay, just I'm creating parameterized mapping here. Okay, so what is parameterized mapping? So I'm just creating one parameterized mapping to provide the table names dynamically. For an example, for this parameterized mapping, the connection and the object both, okay, or any one connection you can provide as a parameter runtime, or the object you can give runtime. So you can create one single mapping and multiple mapping task. Okay, this way. So this is called parameterized mapping and mapping task. But here also you have to create one mapping, multiple task. If I have 4 different tables, I have to create one mapping, but multiple tasks you have to create. 10 mappings are, 10 tables are there. You have to create 10 different mapping tasks. But in order to reuse this mapping task, instead of these many mapping tasks, you can create one parameterized mapping and one dynamic mapping task. So I can create here one dynamic mapping task. So in the runtime, you can provide what is the mapping task here, what is the parameterized the tables here. So this way you can increase number of tables and the number of there was one single mapping task in the runtime. Clear? So this is the way we will use. So how to create the mapping task? Okay, so how to create a parameterized mapping? We'll see. I'll go and create one mapping. Okay, one mapping for this parameterized mapping. So what is parameterized mapping? Sometime they will ask in interview. So I will create one parameterized mapping. Okay, just I will create, open the source, go to source. So here I'm going to make connection also parameter, source type also parameter. So what is the connection? So here I have to create a connection. Okay, so you can see here there is no parameter, right? So in the connection only we have 3 of 3. But parameter, there is no parameter, right? Okay, I will create. So go to new parameter. You can create here, or if you see these parameters on the right hand side, you can create input parameters, in-out parameters. So input parameters for this particular mapping, in-out parameters for if you want to give the same parameter to next mapping, yes, you can create in-out parameter. But I'm not doing. We will Monday I will take separate session for parameters and variables. But here I'm not taking any this parameter. Just I'm creating input parameter alone. I'll close it. I'll go to new parameter. Here itself you can create. See, just I'm creating parameter. So this is for connections, right? This is for connection. If you see the type, I'm providing connection also as a parameter. So just I'm making that source connection. Okay. Parameter source connection. Just I'm creating for connections. What is the connection type? And Oracle. See, as of now, one disadvantage, or we can say it's like a limitations. It is nothing but if you are creating connection as a parameter, all the tables, as I told here, if I have 10 tables from the source, all the 10 tables should be on the same database, here, connection type. So if you have multiple different databases, you cannot do it. Okay. So allow parameter to be overwritten at the runtime. So it is nothing but if you want to give value from the parameter file, the runtime, then you can enable this option. This option I will take you next session. Okay, parameter and variable concept I'll taking this one I'll explain. But as of now, I'm giving the connection as parameter. Just click on OK. If you see this, one connection should be created here. Okay, and the same way I will go and create. So you remember source type is parameter, right? I have already explained. Okay, this parameter I will take later. What is this? You can go for this parameter here and you have to select the parameter. So what is this source type? Yes, source type. What is the source here? Which shows I'm going to select. So that is also I'm going to provide parameter. That means your table, which table you are going to use. So I'm going to use PRM underscore source object. Okay, this is nothing but source object, right? So that object I'm going to select data object and click on OK. So I have created connection as parameter, object as parameter now. Okay, both. Okay, this is for source. If you see the right hand side, you'll be seeing connection and data object, both are in parameter. Okay, but which source I'm going to choose, that I will decide the mapping task, dynamic task. I'm not going to provide here. Okay, so if the source is flat file, yes, that's what I'm saying. Source is flat file, you have to go for the parameter, the connection you have to create in that way. Okay, which connection you are providing? Flat file, yes. You have to provide the flat file connections. Okay, just to try that option as an exercise. It's very similar. You have to create one connection, source connection underscore flat file. That's it. You have to place the instead of table, you have to place the file over there. The source connection. Okay, I will go to the target. Go to target here. Same way I will go for this is source connection, right? One more connection I will create. New connection. Sorry, not new connection, new parameter. I'll go for new parameter PRM underscore EGT underscore connection. Just I'm creating one more connection here. This is also Oracle. Just click on OK. And here it's a parameter and I'm going to, what is the object here? I'm going to select TGT underscore object. It's a parameter underscore TGT underscore object, data object. Click on OK. Okay. So I want to do insert operation, update operation, whatever you want. You can select here. And so what you may ask question, what about the data mapping field? See here we have selected, we may not know which table we are going to do it, right? Whether we are going to do employees table or departments table or location table or jobs table, we may not know. Okay, but how it will be mapped? Runtime, it will automatically map. Okay, the column names, based on the column names, it will go for smart map that way. But this is also one-to-one load only. It will, you can apply some transformation logic in between, but the column name should be similar. Okay, that's what it will automatically map it. Okay, so I have created parameterized mapping here. That's it. Simply a parameterized mapping. In Power Center, have you heard about this dummy mapping? Dummy mapping they will create, right? With one source and one target with only one column. They will use some filter conditions, false. Simply a dummy mapping they will create. And then in the session, they will write all the queries. If they want to run any queries alone, they will create dummy mapping. Right? The same concept here as a dynamic mapping task. Okay, I'll go to the dynamic mapping task now. Just I'm creating the mapping task. Configure and run multiple data pipeline jobs from one mapping. That's what, okay? Meaning you can go here. You can add expression or anything. Transformation logic you can add. Okay, go to runtime environment but make sure that column name should be similar. So you can have here and you can use, this is the mapping, right? You can select this mapping. Okay, mapping you can select, you can go for next. And here it will have 4 options. One is you have to select the mapping task, parameters, jobs, runtime options. See here, source connection, source object, target connection, target object. In the dynamic mapping task, we will decide how many connections we want, how many tables we want, all this. We have created one parameterized mapping, that's it. They will create it. Mapping task, you can create dynamic mapping task, you can create multiple. And inside the mapping task alone, you can create multiple tasks. Parameter scope. So we have 2 different scope. One is default scope, another one is local scope. So normally we'll go for default scope. What is default scope? The parameter value is copied to all jobs. Then you have to go for default. You can override the value when you configure the job. Okay. Local is nothing but the parameter value must be assigned when you configure the job. Okay. So, but I'm going to do it value for all the jobs. I'm going to copy it. Same connection details, right? For all the jobs. So I will make it like a default one. Okay. So default parameter scope, then parameter value to ask. What is the parameter value? Connections. So I will choose the connection here. Source connection, right? So you have to click here. Don't click on this arrow mark. Just to click inside, you will get the source connection. What is the source object? It will select in the runtime. Okay, it will select here and you can add. Even you can ask me, but here you are selecting how it will be a runtime. Yeah, that's what I told. You can give override value. Okay, so if you are selecting override value, these values you can provide in the runtime parameter file. So that concept I will take next session. Okay, so here I'm selecting this table. Before that, I will truncate this table. This table, and I want departments table. Okay, I want locations table. I want jobs table. Do we have jobs table here? Okay, we have. So I will select all the table, 4 tables. You can create a number of tables. So just to create it all this, if you click on the advanced option settings, you can see pre-SQL, post-SQL, all the options. Okay. But I'm not doing any pre-SQL, post-SQL. Just you can go to next. In the next, you can add jobs here. Okay, how many jobs I want? I want 4 jobs. So you can add new jobs here. So it will be added job 1. So this is for employees table. I can make it for employees table. So why? Because here we have employees t underscore employees. And I can go for one more job, departments, job 2. It's for departments table. And one more job. See, you have to change the table name. So here I will select departments and here T underscore departments. One more job I'm going to create it. One more, 4 jobs I have created. So this is third, locations. And here I'm going to make 4. So jobs. Okay, locations. So here I'm giving the table name and same table name I'm giving here. And here it is jobs. Sorry. This should be a T underscore jobs. Okay, so I'm creating 4 different jobs here. So I have created 4 different jobs, right? Yes. Okay, then I can create a group. Okay, you want to run a parallel or serial, you can just create a group here, group 1. You can assign the group here. So if you are assigning same group, all the jobs will be running in parallel. Okay, if you are assigning different groups, then it will be running in sequential. So these 2 should be running first. Then the next job should be running. You can assign something like another group 2. So this one you can select group 2 also. So which group you want to run it. So select group 2 and you can enable both the groups. And what is order? First, this should be executing. Second is this should be executing. Like parallel and sequential, if you want to run it, you can create it. Go to next. If you want to schedule it, yes, you can schedule it. All this you can select. Save this. There is no limitations on the number of jobs. Okay, number of jobs you can create. Okay, it's a valid one. Dynamic mapping task. Run this. See, it has been created 2 different tasks, right? 2 different tasks. So go inside. One group will be first group. Okay, it's running. After that, you can see one group and another one is next group. See, one map, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 we have. One by one it is running. But we haven't done mapping. The field mapping we haven't done, right? Field mapping we haven't done for these mappings. So automatically it has taken. Okay, 4 tasks has been created. All the 4 tasks has been executed. Okay, so if you go and check here, it should be loaded the data. Clear. E underscore employees. All the data has been executed. Yes. See locations. Previously I have truncated, right? Departments. All the 4 has been loaded. So if you have something like 1-to-1 data load and this one, yes, you can do. So can we attach email? Yes, you can do email, no issues. Okay, so you have to go to the task. And so here at the last, you have to put email. That's it. So here, go and add your email notification and it will be added. But you want to attach something, then you have to create an email task that is on the task flow. Okay, inside the task flow, you have to create it. So task flow, we will see maybe on Monday, we will see task flow. After that, we will go for parameters and variables. Task flow you have to create. So inside the task flow only, you'll be having all this email task. Workflow. In workflow, we do have multiple tasks, right? Same way here we have task flow. We have multiple different tasks will be available. See left hand side, you are seeing that notification task. It is nothing but email task. If you open this, you'll be having all the details like content, attaching the files, edit content. Here only you can do attachment, all this. So all this, if you want to do it, yes, you can do here. Okay, but this one I will explain later. While taking the task flow, I will explain this. But these are all the tasks we have in our IICS. Masking task. So what is masking task? Masking task, we do not have license here. We cannot create it, masking task. But remember, we will do data masking, right? So what we will do? We have something like, here we have the production environment. Okay, prod environment. You have to replicate the data, some data for testing in your pre-prod environment. Okay, pre-prod environment. Okay, some data only, not all the data, some data you have to do. So that we need to replicate the data from here to here, but we have to, since it is a production data, we should not replicate as it is here, right? The pre-prod. So they will do most of the columns, sensitive columns, they will do masking. Okay, in expression, they will have some masking, right? They will do some, all the columns, XXX, something they will put masking, then they will replicate. Even for any data transfer logic, if you want to do from here to here data load, you want to mask the data from source to target, yes, you can go for masking task. But here we do not have any license to create it. Even if you are opening here, we cannot select, say for an example, masking task, I'm just selecting. Okay, I'm going with the next one. In the source, we will not able to select it. The source connection will not be able to create it. Even new connections, you cannot able to create here. We will not have license to create this masking task. Okay, in the trial versions, masking task it is not available. If the source column is different and target column is different, it won't work. Yes. Okay, so just to create in that way, it will do smart map only. Okay, it will do smart map only. If you are creating any, even you can say for an example, you asked one question, can I go for something like expression logic? Yes, you can go for expression logic. For dynamic mapping task, see here we have taken both as parameter, right? Connection is parameter, source type is parameter. Instead of taking source type is parameter, you can go for object. Only connection is parameter. So that is also fine. But here I'm going to parameterize all the tables. So that's why I have used tables also parameterized. Okay. So if you want to select any, particularly this particular table, we want to go for something like this. This environment, this is the connection. Next environment, this is the connection. Yes. But the purpose of this dynamic mapping task will go for multiple tasks should be created like this. Okay. Instead of creating multiple dynamic tasks, multiple mapping, we are creating one parameterized mapping, one dynamic mapping task, and we are doing all the data load for all the tables. So it will be mostly suitable for one-to-one data load. Okay, as I told, some forklifting jobbing we want to do, right? With simple filter, you can go for. But if I want to go for any transformation logic, you have to create a mapping with mapping task only. Clear? Okay, so these are all the tasks which is available in IICS. So what I will do, I have already sent you the resumes, right? All the resumes I have sent. Let me check the resumes. Okay. So I will send you this replication task. Replication task also you can do. That's what I told. Replication task also you can do. Backup jobs you can create it. But this is parameterized one. Okay. This mapping is common mapping with parameterized one. The table name, you can pass it like a in the runtime, right? Replication task, we cannot pass it in the runtime, right? So today, these 4 tables replicate. Tomorrow, different 4 tables should be replicated. Cannot be done in replication task. But we can do the same thing in dynamic mapping task. Okay. One parameterized mapping, one dynamic mapping task. you can do it. That's the difference. Okay, so I will send you this particular resumes. If you see this, okay, I have given some resumes here for cloud data engineer, ETL developer. If you are going to prepare your resumes, prepare with experiences like previous experiences on Informatica and current experiences on IICS. See how many years I can make in IICS if you ask, and if you ask how many years I have to put for this cloud data integrator, you can put last 1 year, 1.5 years. Okay, last 1 year, 1.5 years you can go for this IICS, and previous years. Say for an example, you have 4 years, 5 years, or 10 years. Based on that, last 2 years or 1.5 years, you put from 6 months to 2 years. You can make maximum. You can put 2 years. All this on Informatica IICS. You can mention. So here I have given all this roles and responsibilities, your skill set, professional summary here, and previously I have mentioned like Informatica Power Center. Previous to that, I have mentioned like PLSQL, stored procedure, triggers, all this. Okay, so skill set. You can see here certifications, coursework, and here employments are summary, cloud data engineer, right? Cloud data integrator, you can put, and you can see this all the roles and responsibilities related to IICS. Okay, so that's what I have given. Before that, you can go for Informatica Power Center before IICS. So you can take next resume. So here I have given IICS, Informatica Power Center, ETL, data warehouse, Oracle, Teradata, AWS, GCP, all this. So you can see here how many 7+ years of experience I have given all this. So based on this years, you have to make sure that which year you can go for. Recent one, you can put it like IICS, Informatica Cloud. Okay, technology. So all these roles and responsibilities on Informatica Cloud. Domain, you can put banking, whatever the domain you are currently working. So that particular domain you can put. So what other integration technology we have to mention? Okay, IICS. Don't mention like a learned it. Okay, so you have to make, you have to just give me some time. I'm explaining the resumes. Okay, so here, if you want to make yourself as ETL developer, okay, just you have to mention your latest years of experience on IICS. Before that, Informatica Power Center. Okay, got it? So that is what you have to make. In addition to that, if you want to make anything, yeah, make it like whatever you have previous years of experience. Just you can make that years of experience. Okay, you have Oracle, you have Teradata or production support or anything you have experiences. Yes, you can put domain. You can put it like banking. Okay, banking domain, and you can put the project title, client, duration of the project, technology, role, business domain, description of the project, responsibility. Same way here, right? Company, and here it's a power center, Informatica Power Center. Don't mention only Informatica. You can put it like Informatica Power Center. Okay, so this way one thing, and you can go for the another one is Informatica Power Center only here, mainframe Informatica Power Center, all this. So that's what this is one, and you can go for the third one. Third one is 5+ years of experience, right? So you can mention, okay, whatever the years of experience you are going to mention, the same way you have to make all your roles and responsibilities. So you take any one resume just to go through that. I have given latest years of experience on IICS, previous years of experience on Informatica Power Center. So if you have 10+ years, previous to previous, I have given like SQL, okay, SQL related. So you can see here all other tools I have mentioned, but what about these tools, supporting tools? This one I will explain in the project explanation. Okay, other tools I will explain later, but you can mention this technical skills this way. See here, Informatica IICS, Informatica Power Center, So programming language, query language, cloud, and scheduling tool, databases, testing tool, operating system, other tools. So this way project. So your roles and responsibilities and project, all this you can mention. Okay, Citibank. So whatever the technology you are using currently, you can make, and it's a banking domain. You can explain the roles and responsibility here. Okay, so just to prepare your resumes and send it to me. If you need any help on this, I will explain. Okay. So in this weekend, kindly prepare your resumes and send it to me. I will check. If you need any help, let me know. I will. You can call me on the weekend. I will give you the suggestions. Okay. If you need any help. Mass ingestions. So mass ingestions also we cannot do it here. Yes, it is an CI one. Okay, different modules like CI one. Okay. Mass data ingestion. We are ingesting the data from source to target. Like you have the Spark and we will do right. Mass ingestion the data, ingesting the data from source application to yes real-time streaming. Yes, correct. Spark we will do streaming the data from Kafka. It is generating continuously. Then we are ingesting the data to our applications from source application to target data lake. This mass ingestion task will do that. So it is on application integration. So how to use lookup concept in synchronization task. So what can I put in cloud technology? Do I need to learn separately? So that's what, if you have knowledge on any Snowflake or GCP or AWS, just one or two services, what we have seen. Okay, AWS S3, you know, right? Just to mention that AWS S3 only, I know, or Snowflake. So just we have used Snowflake as a target system and I have loaded. Snowflake you can mention, no issues. If they are asking any questions, yes, we have used Snowflake as a target and we have loaded the data from source to target, right? But you are not going to tell I'm a Snowflake developer. You are a ETL developer. You are going to make Snowflake as the one. So we have some knowledge in Informatica Power Center, IICS, Oracle. So bit knowledge in Informatica. Yes, Snowflake, right? Yes, that's what I told. Snowflake, just you can use as a target. That is it enough. Okay. Even I worked on Snowflake as a target system. That's it. Okay. And yeah, so what can I put? Yeah, just prepare your resumes and send it to me. We will go through that. We will fix it. Okay, that resumes and mock interviews are one-on-one. I will not share your resumes to anyone. Okay. So is there any upcoming PLSQL batch? PLSQL batch? Yeah, I do not have much time. If anything, I will let you know. Okay. But recordings will be available. Okay. So how to use lookup concept in synchronization task under field mapping tab. Yeah, just looking up some tables. That's it, right? So if you want to look up some tables, okay. So here, so which option you are asking? Field mapping. So this is validate mapping, auto map. You can clear the mapping, and this is like a add maplet. So if you want to add some maplet, you can add maplet. But where is lookup? You're asking in target, expression or lookup. Okay. Where is the table T underscore? So which option you are referring? So this one, this is data type edition. The field that are mapped here. Oh, okay, you're asking like what is this mapping expression or something, right? Yes, if you want to write some expression, you can write expression here. But we are not writing any expression, right? See, if you want to make upper of, lower of some expressions, you can write it here. Okay, this one you're asking. This something you want to go for, say for an example, I want to get this something like salary. Okay, salary I want to get. So you can write some concept, okay, some salary into some 20, something like that expression you can write, right? So this one expression, logic, function, descriptions, all this you can write it here, right? So instead of salary, 20%, sorry, 20 times it will be multiplied and it will be passed on this column. Okay, some simple transformation logic. Yes, lookup also the same way. So you can go and look up some values. By passing this job ID, you have to get some job details. You can look up. So which table you want to look up. So that particular table we have to mention. Okay, so try these options by creating all the mappings, maplets, task flow, all this. Task flow I will take next session. Then we will go for I will explain that map parameters and variables. We'll try to complete task flow next session, Monday. Then we'll go for parameters mappings. So by next weekend, by next week, Friday, we will complete most of the topics. Okay. So lookup cache. See, one day we'll go for task flow, parameters and variables, lookup cache and MD5 functions. Yeah, so that's it. And yeah, by Thursday, we'll be completing all the performance tuning, all this will complete. And this Friday, Monday, Tuesday, we'll have project level concept. Okay. So performance tuning, I will take separately. Performance tuning and saved query for SQL transformation. We need to create component. Yes, we have to create a component. You remember we have created saved query for SQL, so source transformation, right? Same way you have to create a component here and you have to use it. Okay, still they are implementing lot of concept here, one by one new versions, and that I will take. So can you provide one video about unit testing for complex mapping? Unit testing, it's completely on your SQL knowledge. Okay, SQL knowledge. So you need to learn SQL only. So how you are having source column, how you are mapping the source column into target based on the business logic, that should be converted as a lookup catch. See, lookup catch, I told you I will take separately, right? Just now I told. So please understand, I'm explaining different. If you are interrupting, I'm just getting disturbed. Okay, 1 minute. You asked provide unit testing. That's why. See, unit testing in expression transformation we have seen, right? So that expression transformation you have to check how we will put unit testing. The same way you have to create it. Partition concept, I will take performance tuning while taking. And when I tried to select saved queries, I'm not able to select from local. Okay, so that you have to check it, why you are not able to select. Okay, so catching, I will take separately. Perform unit testing. Yeah, please watch my expression transformation. I have explained your question. Okay, that unit testing on the expression transformation itself. So just to check that video, you will get it. So what are the different tools we will use, right? But for any unit testing, we should know complete SQL queries very well. Okay, so I will stop here. So Monday we will come. We will connect with the same timing. We'll go for task flow. Okay. Thank you all. We'll meet on Monday. Kindly practice it and try to complete previous sessions by Monday. Okay. Thank you all. We'll meet on Monday.